Brian Landon with $4.99 says, I love the show. My buddy and I have a bet. He says Rekieta benches more than you. I say you outbench him. Who wins? How much you guys putting up? When we were at the gym, Kayla would always come to watch sparring. She liked it. She enjoyed it.
Nick ever spar with you? Just get in and throw.
No. Nick would be broken in half by like the students that were there. But I never really saw Nick pick up any weights. I saw him hang by the pull-up bar. I saw him hang on the pull-up bar a few times. But he would always tell everyone, well, he can't work out too much because of his heat allergy. I don't know, it's just kind of weird and gay.
Hold the.
So I would win that bet, but it's not like I'm not proud of winning that bet.
Heat allergy?
A heat allergy, yeah.
What's a heat allergy? You're allergic to heat.
Yeah, he breaks out in rashes and hives if he gets too hot. I don't know.
How frail are you of a person that you can't handle heat?
Remarkably so. I mean, you've watched him talk. I mean, inside and out, he's a frail man.
Jesus. I mean, like if I overheat, my body starts shutting down and I'll just like pass out or whatever. But that's involuntary. Like I can't control that. But like I can still work out. I can still, I can't go in a sauna. Like what, a heat allergy? So every summer he can't leave his house?
Well, no, people are saying, people are pointing this out, just not the hot tub. It's weird. Yeah, it's an odd thing. Jesus, King Kong Dong. I'm not going to read that. That's very offensive. Does Nick Rekieta have an athletic bone in his body? Skinny Ugandan famine-looking boy. No, he's not an athletic guy. He was kind of a dorky dude. When him and Kayla first got together, he pretended to be her gay friend so he could get closer to her. I mean, that's kind of the guy he is. I think that's why when he was streaming, he did a lot of that, like, how to be a man, trad dad shit, because he is kind of a soft pussy.
Oh, that's...
Like, he's kind of a soft little bitch and very sensitive.
That story true, or was that a joke? Like,
what?
He really played it up that he was gay to get close?
Her and him, played it up that he was a gay friend.
Oh, they both did?
No.
Like to other people?
Yeah, I think. That's how I understand the story. But I think that's why he did a lot of the trad dad shit on streaming. I think it was a lot of, like, projecting away the, because he is kind of a bitch. He's kind of a pussy. And that's why I think he gets off on the controlling the women. That's why the cult thing. I think that comes from a lot of insecurity, masculinity-wise. Coltrane says, Aaron used the gay friend card to get to Kayla, but it wasn't fake. Right. I was authentically gay. Of course. Deranged Lunatic, a.k.a. DL with $1.99 says, what did Nick's dad do to earn all his money? I thought the money was from grandparents on the mother's side, but I could be wrong. I never really got into where his money came from. I learned more from Kiwi Farms about where his money came from than him. I just know there was family money in a trust and whatnot. Wild Saffron says there's a video from Nick's stream where he said he pretended to be gay to get with Kayla. Yeah, that's a pretty well-known story.
That's sad.
Wild Saffron says pretend was the lie. That's you're a meanie head, Wild Saffron.
Now we know why Nick was so upset when you left. He lost his boyfriend and he was mad.
Lost the butthole. Well, he should have made a move. I felt neglected. What are you gonna do?
Do your stuff.
McBuster says, I thought it was oil. Kiki's dad is Tom Thompson, owner of Melrose Pyrotechnics, first place winner at the Da Nang International Fireworks in Vietnam. Hey, somebody told me, and again, I get all my information secondhand apparently, but that Keanu doesn't like her dad. I thought she leaves the country on the 4th of July because she hates fireworks that much. Is that true, or was someone bullshitting me? Because that sounds kind of wacky.
That sounds wacky.
Yeah.
And like she always has her mom on stream. I didn't know anything about it. I assumed her dad had passed away or something. Is her dad still alive?
Wild Saffron says Nick's mother is worth upwards of $100 million. His dad was successful in computers. Okay. Well, I mean, that's their son their son had his streaming shit together for 1 year once. Speaking of Gino and Keanu, apparently they hate everybody now.
That's a shame.
They just
Why do they hate everybody?
I don't know. Everybody's a piece of shit. They said they stopped responding to April again, and Nick's a cult leader again, and Kayla sucks, and I suck, and that's the way to go, though. Like, that's what I would tell them to do. Like, we all suck. Everybody's a piece of shit. Just go that route. You guys got your own problems. You worry about that. Would have been fun to have Gino here, though, this week. I still like Gino.
Well, I mean, it's not like he needs the money.
Did Keanu take too much heat with her recent crazy psycho behavior that she stopped watching Steel Toe now?
I don't know.
We got no Keanu shows about Steel Toe. We were like her big business. But I think what happened was it was her big business, but she was catching so much shit for it, and people didn't see her as a good person. Because they used to think, oh, cute Kiki. Oh, she's so nice. And then they saw what she did to me, and they were like, oh, she's a dishonest piece of shit. Like, she's an opportunistic weasel. And she didn't like that. She wanted to be seen as nice, good Kiki. But now she's ruined that with the Clipper thing and now being dishonest with me and all that shit. Getting snowed by the Rekietas again, no pun intended. She really damaged her reputation big time. She's not like me where I was already a piece of shit. It doesn't matter. Like, when I came to YouTube, I was misogynist radio guy. So it didn't matter. But, like, part of her hook
when you came to YouTube, it was more, I was misogynist radio guy that got kicked off of Twitch.
Yeah, I had a lot of kicking outs under my belt. But I think with her now, her angle, her whole hook was she was pretty but also nice. But now that they know she's just a vindictive, cruel bitch. And I think she's like, well, I don't like that. I don't like what that did to me. I don't like that people see me that way. She's really worried about how people see her. So there's no more Steel Toe coverage, even though it was what was best for business. This can be a difficult thing to do. This can be a hard kind of you think it's easy. You watch me do it and you think it's easy. And then you try it and you're like, I really don't like people not liking me. You gotta be okay with people not liking you. You gotta be okay with it. Anonymous says it's because Nick thanks Keanu for nose guarding. That's why Keanu turned on Nick, and now they hate all of them again, is because, well, she did nose guard. She made all kinds of excuses that were incorrect. I mean, she made an ass of herself. Chrissy, too. Gino was all right, but then he showed what a complete pussy he was, says Sam Show. Well, dude, it's a tough spot to be. As a guy who defended his wife at the time from a lot of shit I shouldn't have defended her from, because A, she did not fucking appreciate it at all. And also, it's the wrong thing to do to lie for people. I get it. I understand where he's, you gotta stand up for your girl. Ken Decker says, can you really blame Gino for not wanting to nuke his young-to-be wife? No, not at all. I can't blame him at all for that. Dinosaur Fuel says Gino was trying to swap with Aaron and was mad he picked Nick. No, that's not. That's not the case. Gino and Keanu would not have swapped with April and I, nor would that have been something that we would have done with those two.
April and Keanu, though, those two might have.
Oh, Gino and I were whacking off to them kissing. It was remarkable. We were upstairs together. Actually, no, we were making gay sex jokes. We weren't making out while those two were kissing. While our wives were kissing each other on stream, Gino and I were like, dude, I'm going to go grab a white towel and I'm going to put barbecue sauce on it. I'm going to smush it all together and go hold it up on camera and tell the girls it's poop and blood from butt sex. That's what Gino and I were doing upstairs. Gino and I in a writer's room is pretty good. Like, we're pretty talented.
Yeah, this seems like
we come up with good bits,
great
dude.
Stuff. I don't know why you guys haven't been hired by Hollywood to bring.
I don't get it either. But Gino and I, the poop and blood bit was great. Sharing a cart and going golfing and drinking was fantastic. Dude, the most fun I think I had with Gino was when he hung out with my friends and I after the Vikings game, and we were just getting hammered after the game with Tommy Kramer, and Gino fell asleep at the table while the waitress brought his food. It was, we looked at her, he goes, "It's okay, our dad's just taking a nap." As Gino sits there sleeping. Yeah, like, it's funny to watch chats and stuff when you start talking about Keanu, because it's like, even people who don't think I'm the best guy in the world, they
aren't
really
big fans of her now?
They really hate her more than they hate me. It's part the Clipper thing, but also there's this weird, because I go back at the people who hate me and because I do taunt them and tease them, there's a weird begrudging, maybe not respect, but they're like, okay, at least Aaron, like, takes us on. You know, and then with Keanu, it's just, wow, she just knifed her friend in the back and just turned on him, then knifed. And then the people she knifed him for, now she's knifing them too. And now as she starts to get more popular because she's riding Aaron's coattails, she won't let people clip her and show her show off to more people. Is she insane? Not only that, she's threatening these people and attacking them publicly and making an ass out of herself in front of Lemmy and all that. Like, really? And people went, "Oh, she's gross." So, like, she kind of fumbled that all on her own.
Yeah, that's a self-made problem.
Yeah. And it never would have been a problem with me. That's the weirdest part. They'd be coming in here. They'd be flying in. I'd be picking them up from the airport. The other thing is, but I would have even encouraged them when they came to town. I'd be like, if you want to go try to visit April, you know, I'll give you directions. You can go. Like, if you want to go try to say hi and see her and whatever.
I didn't think that's what you were going to say.
No, I would have encouraged them to do that. Like, I always did
I figured
that.
you said, you would have said, I would have encouraged them to, you know, try wife swapping. You know, that's good to go.
I got nobody to trade anymore.
You have SP.
So I just, I don't want to trade that. But it's just kind of, that's my thing. Like, with them, I was always very supportive of them having some kind of communication or relationship with April. You know, and saying
maybe it would help keep her grounded or get her back to more of the way she used to be.
No, that person's dead forever. I'm convinced. Like, you read that report that she's up, you know, at the child protection hearing. She's dead. Like, she's gone. She's a pod person now. McBuster says, never liked Kiki, but the backstabbing, that is who she is. Maybe. She'll get all that WinBy2 clout, says Elza Belza. Well, no, now, because now WinBy2 is with Gino and doesn't like him. Like, it's so funny. I just sat back as they came at me. I sat back and watched it happen, and then it all fell apart on them. It's like they all rushed at me and charged me, and I guess didn't see a tripwire. And as I'm staring at them, they're like, I'm going to have to rip you apart. I stand here like this, and they just all fall right in front of me. And you're like, Aaron, what'd you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just kind of watching them.
I just kind of waited.
Yeah, you didn't really do anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Elza Belza says he's putting the moves on Keanu, traveled to see her twice. Oh, John from WinBy2. No, I think John just needs friends. That's it. I think John just straight up doesn't have any real life friends, and he just wanted to hang out with some people. I get that. Sam Show says if only Keanu and Gino played their cards right, they could have had a competing polycule. Well, they still can. I mean, they're close with Frank and Chrissy, right? I mean, you can have a polycule if you want one. Look, I'm not here to advise people. I would say got in them shoes, tried them, wore them, wasn't a perfect fit, so I couldn't sport them. What do you do? People calling him WinBy2. McBuster says WinBy2 was also not afraid to call Melton out for being a diddler, but backtracked. He's basically copying Red Bar. Yeah, it is a Red Bar copy show, but, you know, some people don't have their own personality, says the guy who ripped off Anthony Cumia's whole shtick. That's not true. I ripped off Stern, Cumia, the Common Man, Dan Cole, Tom Bernard, and Dan Barrero. I ripped off a lot of people. How dare you think it's just one?
I let him do that, and I rip off of him.
Anonymous says, Aaron, you know that's a lie. John wants Keanu. I mean, maybe he does, but one thing you can say nice about Keanu is I think she knows what she's worth. People would say, well, she's with Gino. I love Gino. Gino's a lot of fun. If you hung out with Gino, you'd understand why she likes him. But I think Keanu knows that she's better than John DiCaprio. One of Melton's regular contributors also is backing WinBy2 now. That's probably why he's avoiding roasting that closeted playground flasher Melton. Well, John does yearn for people's approval and attention from like bigger channels. Like when he started getting Keanu on, he's like, oh my God, I've got the Keanu Thompson. It's like, dude, you guys get the same amount of viewers. Relax. And then Nick super chatted him one time, so now he won't shit talk Nick at all. Like he's very careful about that whole thing.